Hey everybody, happy Tuesday night, 6:31. Where else would you be besides here on a Tuesday night leading into BMR tonight? Natalie is back and she survived
I'm
the
back.
LBL. Welcome back, Natalie. How you doing? I'd say
Thank
we
you,
missed you,
thank
but
you, thank you. Hello,
we love
everyone. I, you missed me like a giant throbbing hemorrhoid. I'm sure of it. But anyway, you missed me.
That's pretty much sums it up. Yeah.
That's how we're rolling up in here.
No, I'm kidding. Yes. No,
Yeah.
thankfully, Brandi was able to fill in while my internet decided to have other ideas last Tuesday. So, but it was a fun
It
show.
may
But
have other ideas today, you know?
God, I hope not. It so far it looks pretty good, but yeah, you never know.
Hmm.
Yeah, last night we had problems with it, but anyway,
Anywho,
we have a fun show tonight. We're going to talk about what you did in the LBL last week. So that was exciting. I haven't heard much about it. I just heard that what you said it was crazy,
yep.
exciting, and new. What TV show
Come
was that from?
aboard.
What TV show was that from?
Huh?
What TV show was that from?
Love Boat.
Okay. What cruise line is that?
I have no idea.
I can't remember.
I can't remember either. That was the 80s. There was Aquanet hairspray. Ozone was crumbling down. My hair was up to the moon. It didn't matter.
Why
Julie
does
McCoy.
Aquanet make me laugh so much? Why is that so funny to me?
Well, Walmart still has Aquanet's
Oh yeah.
extra super hold in that white can with the pink lettering.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't know why that made me laugh so much. Trying to picture you with like 80s hair though. I mean,
I had my hair was massive.
I need to see now you froze. I don't know what's going on there.
I don't think I'm
Okay.
frozen, but okay.
No.
I
Well,
think it's you.
it's me. It
It's
definitely is me.
you. Yeah.
Anyway, hey John, how you doing? John Temprine's here. JoJo's here, all the way in Australia.
All the way
80s hair
Australia.
rocked.
That's right, it did, JoJo. Those were the
Bigfoot
years.
Fadez.
That was a great
Yeah.
decade. Awesome music, best hair, big shoulder pads.
The music was pretty good.
It was awesome.
Yeah. Jenny said that they had 4.5 inches of snow.
Where is she?
This was before.
Oh.
Remember, I told you that before.
Yeah.
You're reading that.
Tracy.
Welcome to all the newbies coming in, and I apologize now. I don't know why. But welcome. Thank you guys are all here. Couple of things. Monsters Unleashed. Hi, Monsters Unleashed.
Hey, welcome. There.
Couple things before we get rolling. Krista is here in chat. Hope you're feeling better, Krista.
Feel better.
Yeah, feel better.
Mickey, Gary.
This weather isn't helping.
No.
It was 70 last weekend and a cold front came by. It was in the 20s, wind chills in the low teens here. And kind of similar to Kentucky when you were out there, but we'll get into that in just a few minutes.
Yeah, but I mean, I woke up, I'm here in Central Florida, and it was 33 degrees here in Central Florida this morning.
Yeah.
It's gross.
It's a good thing you didn't get any rain. Well, it would have been snow.
It would have been snow.
Yeah. So, but I'm sure it'll warm up here pretty soon.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, and it'll be like 80 degrees down there, and
yeah, it'll be 80 this weekend. It's fine.
Yeah, and it'll be 20s here. So you know what?
I'll make fun of you.
Anybody who knows Friends knows what that means. Yeah.
There you go. Cough it up. There we go. That's juicy.
Karma.
Thanks.
Karma.
Thanks for sharing that.
Anyway, I have the link in the chat on YouTube over there. There's still 15% off on the Paranormal Among Us merchandise store. So go on over there and get yourself a t-shirt, sweater, hat, ping pong balls. If you're into ping pong, I don't know why I picked ping pong balls. Yeah.
Let's not talk about okay. Let's just move on from ping
Okay,
pong
just move
balls.
on.
Okay.
Blankets, there's beach blankets in there. So, all kinds of stuff in there. So we'll go on over there. It's pinned on the top, paranormalamongus.com. So
Mhm.
going over there and check that out.
Hey, Roger.
Also, if you are feeling like, I don't know what I'm trying to say. The super chats are open, as BMR would say. Uh, if you want to throw some money, that's absolutely fine. If you don't, that's absolutely fine too. We are just
Yeah,
very
every
happy
little
that
bit
everybody
helps.
is
It
here.
keeps us running here.
Keeps us running, keeps us going to different places. Next year, we got some big things. We're going to be in, don't tell me. Here it is, right here. Look at that.
Right there. Look
Right
at
there.
that.
At Gardendale, Alabama. Every time I hear Alabama, the name Alabama, I go back to Forrest Gump.
Leonard Skinner. Oh, okay.
No. Greenbow, Alabama.
Okay.
Be down there January 31st. And then I believe May 2nd is the Bigfoot Festival in Townsend.
Yep.
Plus a few other things that we have coming up this year. So all that is very much appreciated. But certainly don't expect you guys to. We just appreciate everybody being here. So, and make sure you hit the like and subscribe. And if you feel like sharing it, I'd appreciate that. So anyway.
Anywho, last week. Here's the link to real quick. Here's the link to the tickets for the Relic film. So make sure you can get tickets. There's going to be a mini conference. There is going to be speakers. I'll be speaking. And then the premiere, we are also going to have really cool contests. And what I'm trying to get, fingers, toes, and eyes crossed, is a tattoo artist to come in to be a vendor to offer up little tattoos for under $100. So you can get some paranormal and cryptid tattoos. So I'm trying to get that taken care of.
Can I be in the booth next to him?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I'll get one and I'll go live with it. So.
Yeah. That'll be cool. Really cool.
Yeah. Yeah. So Donny tattoos. So at our conference, Sir Brian Bowden had a Donny, wasn't a real tattoo, had a Donny face etched on his, not, what about the little people? Okay.
Yeah, them too. I think we should have them too, Brian. Don't start, Brian.
Yeah, that's a.
Oh my word.
Anywho,
moving on.
So last week you were not here, and I think I might have said that you were in the LBL. I might have also said that you got eaten by Bigfoot. I'm not sure what I said.
That could have been. Yep.
I don't know what I said yesterday. So you were down in the LBL having a grand old time.
Yes.
What all were you doing down there?
So what we were doing is Relic Films wanted to film a sequel to what was filmed last year at the LBL. And the experiences that they had were nothing short of phenomenal. I mean, they got out of the car or the truck and there was a Bigfoot standing in front of their truck and another one off to the side. And it was mind blowing. And they wanted to see if they could recreate a lot of that. But they asked several groups of folks other than just Relic Films, but like the NCI guys, the Seekers, ASOG, all of them to come in together and have multiple groups of people doing investigations, which all of these folks are highly trained, very well educated and experienced in the cryptid and paranormal world. So we did experiments every day on how to approach it, what to do. And we've had nothing short of a phenomenal experience. And the things that, of course, you interview people and you hear about certain things that happen and you're like, wow, that's really an incredible story. But I don't even know. It's so outrageously like crazy that you question it. Well, all these stories that I questioned over the years happened at the LBL, and I got to physically witness these things. And I'm sitting there going, did this really happen? And there were other witnesses going, yeah, that really happened. So I'm going to start out that we spent a week there, rustic camping. And when I say rustic camping, I mean, there was a building with a hole in the floor with a toilet seat.
Nice.
Yeah, it was nice.
So real quick,
yeah.
you said all these groups were out there investigating. Did they all go out together, or did they go out?
Yes, there were a couple times that we all went out together, which was really amazing and cool. Had a great time, laughed way too hard, and had a ton of fun. It was chilly at times. We did have a fire going every night, and I made sure, because I was tent camping. A few others had trailers that they camped in. And I had lots of blankets and lots of insulation so I would not freeze, because there was a couple times I woke up and it was in the 30s and it was rather chilly. But, you know, I did bring an extra tent for hair and makeup, so I looked fabulous, and you're welcome. Because that's how I do. You know, I need to have my hair and makeup done. So getting started, the first day, of course, you know, you're setting up camp, not a whole lot's going on. But after that, we had folks coming in periodically, and folks would leave and other folks would come in. So it was like a layered approach. And our goal is to have Bigfoot to come into our camp, or other entities to come into our camp and give us an experience. The first main night, Sunday night was, because Saturday it rained horribly. It was, thank you, Tracy. I love you. And it was so wonderful. Tracy was there. She was there just for the afternoon, and it was so amazing. And I was so thrilled to actually meet her face to face and get to hug her. And her and her husband are just phenomenal. So the first night, I'm in my tent, and most of us are asleep, and then a couple people were out, but I heard somebody with a heavy foot walk past my tent, which, you know, there's tents all over. This up the hill just a little bit was our tent that had a shower and a changing room. And then there was a big plastic bin of water that was open. And I heard heavy footsteps and somebody in the water splashing. I'm like, at first I was like, did somebody get drunk and start splashing in the water? I was like, that's not right. And so the next morning, and I'm not even thinking, because I mean, there were people by the fire. I'm like, there had to be somebody. Everybody there denied it, blatantly denied it. Nobody did that. And I'm like, are you sure? They're like, no, that's ape behavior. I'm like, okay, that's cool. So we were running experiments, and as people got in, we were going out, and the one night, and of course, and I'm so thrilled to say this, Martin Groves was there and got to hang out with us, and I got to go squatching several times with Martin Groves. It was amazing. Absolutely amazing. He is an amazing human and so much fun and so knowledgeable. And he took us to a couple of his sites. And the one night we had 3 men who were heavily armed and making sure that we're all protected. And so it was, as we're approaching, because I was in the first vehicle, and then the vehicle behind us was our security team, who were also investigators. So there was Sean, Trey, and Daryl. They were behind us. They were going to come in 10 minutes after we got there. It was me and Martin in the front seat, and Greg and Melissa Greg and Melissa were in the back seat. And I said, okay, we're going to head out, and we're going to just see what we can find. So as we're turning the corner, we stop, and I start to feel like really heavy, getting butterflies in my stomach. And I look at Martin, and I'm like, I looked at him. He goes, they're here. They know we're here. He goes, they're right over there in the woods. I look over, and I see a large bipedal shadow move from the back to the front, and it keeps walking. Massive creature.
Wow.
And I'm going, holy cow. Okay. All right. This is good. This is good. So we head in. And when I tell you that this area is in the middle of nowhere on gravel roads, and you're on gravel roads for like a long time, and you turn down an even tinier gravel road and you cross a bridge that nobody should ever go across because it's what horror films are like made of. And the bridge is so small, and then there's this grass and trees and shrubs that are pushing in around it, that when my little truck went through, grass and brush were touching each side of my truck to go through.
Yeah.
As I start to go through, my headlights hit a face in the brush, and I went, oh my God, and it ducked down really quick. I'm
Holy shit.
I'm like, here we go. Here we go. So we get there, and
this was the first day?
Yeah. So we get to the area where we're going to film and investigate. We start going up the hill because there's a hill, and we start to go up, and Martin goes, okay, let me see. He goes, they're here, but they're observing us. And so we start to move in, and we start hearing like noises, like something in the woods around us, and it's moving around, and we're seeing these little fairy lights lighting up. And I'm going, okay. So as we push in, the security team pulls in. Greg's like, get up here now. Well, they come in with guns and everything, and they're running up and like hitting the perimeter. And I think we lost Paul. We around the perimeter, and then everything kind of stops. But we're still feeling this really weird feeling, this really sick feeling, like heaviness, and our stomachs are a little queasy, and we have this nervousness, and we feel something like projecting energy onto us. Martin goes, ladies, move up alone without us. And what we're going to do is I want you to either hum or sing. So Melissa and I move up, and we start singing. And the only thing I could think of is You Are My Sunshine. So we start singing You Are My Sunshine. And all of a sudden, the vibe, the energy just calms right down. Nobody's feeling anxious. Everything just calms down. And so I end up leaving a flashlight there. It's a cute little flashlight. It was blue. Leaving it there, and then we back up. Well, then nothing really more happens after that. We're like, okay. So we end up going, we went to another spot prior to that the night before, and it was a graveyard. There's a ton of graveyards there, tons. And we were seeing these creatures, but it turns out that there's a lot of hogs in the area. But then we see this black blob moving through. And this is a totally different area that we started to investigate. Another graveyard, which was in a different section. And this blob kept hovering in this wooded area. And it wouldn't come out. So we were trying to like lure it out just by being nice or being funny. And it just was like, I want nothing to do with this. And of course, we were again seeing little fairy lights and different things. But the one really cool thing that happened is two of our NCI guys were there, and Tim and George were there. And I believe it was George. Tim gets his hoodie yanked twice, and nothing was behind him.
Oh.
And I don't know if you know Tim. Tim's a tall, he's a big guy. He's like 6'1", 6'2". And so he's pretty, and all of a sudden, I mean, he goes, somebody tugged on my hood. He was like, I can't believe it.
Oh my God.
That just happened to me. And nothing was there. And so we're just kind of investigating, kind of, and so the activity wasn't super, super heavy, but that happened, which again, really cool. So some other things that were going on, and there were like little teams that broke off and different things. But the following night, Martin wanted to go back to his original camp where he had the dogman experience. And so a group of us went out with him, with the NCI guys, and went out there to just observe. And something started to parallel us in the forest.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't see anything on the therm, but the brush was really, really thick. And then we get to the campsite, we take pictures and everything, and not a whole lot was happening, but you could just tell that the vibe, that energy was just heavy. So we leave there, go back to camp. The whole while we're like, okay, it's a little too quiet. And so we had to reassess, like, what's going on? So I had talked to Greg. I said, okay, I brought pheromones. And I brought these pheromones with me. I had male pheromones and I had female pheromones. And then I had a musk with me. And another investigator, she brought ape pheromones. So I put the human pheromones around our base camp. She put the ape pheromones around where we originally went with Martin, where that figure stooped down. We went out during the day, put the ape pheromones out, and not to be graphic, we also urinated. All the women urinated around there. So to bring everything in. I suggested that we don't have armed guards that night, that we go in very, very vulnerable, and nobody is armed except for Jim was there, and then Greg and their cameraman.
Okay.
So there were 5 women, Greg and Jim. And we did the night investigation again with no armed guards. And here's where it gets crazy. So we get there and we're ready, because when you get to this location, it could get bad. So we had our vehicles turned around, windows were down, keys were in the vehicle. So if we had to make a break for it, whoever got to the driver's seat first, get in, push the button, and go.
Got it.
So it was, yeah. And we get there and we have everything running. And the goal was to get in and be aggressive, to start a fight, to go in ready, just like, I want to fight you. I want you out here. And we're going to go in and as aggressive as we could. Now, earlier in the week.
That's pretty darn risky right there.
Yeah. Earlier in the week, I was on my way to that little porta potty thing that we had in camp, and I got growled at. And the way it growled was almost like, hey, I'm here. Don't come in here. I'm here. You're there. It wasn't aggressive, but it was a good growl. I'm like, I am going to recreate that growl. And I'm going to see what we can do. And I pushed ahead. I was the first female in. All the other female investigators were behind me. We had 2 women with thermals, me with my bear spray. And then whatever happens, here we go. I start walking up the hill and I'm like, rah, rah. And I mean, as loud. I just as loud as I could. And from the top of the ridge came this boom, boom, boom. And I mean, the ground is shaking under us. That's how heavy this booming was. And I looked at Greg. I said, here we go. Here we go. I do it again. Boom, boom. It was intense. And then we hear movement from all around moving in. So then Melissa starts doing howls. I'm continuing to growl and observe. I'm telling anybody without a therm, look for anything, because the moonlight was pretty. It was not fully a full moon, but it was enough that we could see. At the top of the hill is a tree line. Behind a tree, a light appeared and started to illuminate the behind the tree. And I'm like, and I look, I'm like, does everybody see that? They're like, yeah, we see it. We see it. I'm like, okay. And so we're having movement to the left, movement to the right, and this light up above. And now there's twinkling lights around it. I'm like, and I'm asking to verify that everybody else is seeing this. So it's not just me. They're like, we see it. So we're continuing to howl. We're continuing to be aggressive. We're continuing to challenge them all around. And again, we're having movement. And then Melissa goes, I don't feel good. I'm getting sick. I don't feel good. I'm getting lightheaded. I said, come around me. I said, get behind me. I'll, because for whatever reason, that type of energy doesn't affect me. And so I said, get behind me. So she got behind me and started to feel better. Jamie then got sick. And then I said, come in behind me. And so they're both behind me at one point. And then they started to feel better. They came back out around. Meanwhile, we're still having movement. We're having more light. And I look up ahead and I'm like, that light is illuminating in the shape of an oval. And I look, I'm like, is everybody seeing this? They're like, yeah, that's an oval. It's almost like a portal of something. And then no sooner did I say that, here comes a crawler out of it. This black entity looking creepy as all get out, down to the ground, just gnarly and going back and forth on the ground, just like this.
Oh my God.
I said, I have a crawler at my 12 o'clock. And I'm watching it because I'm like, everybody else is looking in different directions to ensure that whatever is on the side of us making all this noise is there and watched. Meanwhile, Greg and Jim are filming this. I said, I have another crawler I now have two crawlers at my 12 o'clock.
And they got all this.
Both of them. Yeah. And both of them are down, just watching.
Wow.
And a third one comes in. I'm like, I have three crawlers at my 12 o'clock. I'm like, what in the hell? I'm like, is everybody seeing this? Is it not? They're like, yeah, we're seeing it. We're seeing it. Meanwhile, Melissa's behind me because she got sick again. And I'm like, just stay behind me so you're blocked. And then Greg is at my 2 o'clock over here filming and goes, ah. And I look, and one of the crawlers had charged us, and it's just galloping, like down at the ground, like crawling and galloping at us. I took my bear spray. I lunged towards it, hit it with bear spray. It stopped it. Meanwhile, Greg pulls his gun. The first time he has ever pulled his gun in the field during an investigation was that night.
Oh my God.
And so it stopped and retreated back up the hill. Now, as y'all know, bear spray lingers. So we all had to retreat as well.
Yeah.
And we're moving back down the hill. There's movement still all around. The crawlers were still up there watching us. As soon as we retreat down the hill to where the vehicles were, immediately the field behind us, we hear a weird dog barking over to one side and a woman screaming to the other side. Now we're in the middle of nowhere.
No kidding.
Jim and Kristen turn around and look, and Kristen caught a large bipedal creature in her therm standing there in the field.
How far away was that?
I don't actually know. It was far enough away, but she could see it very clear.
Right.
Meanwhile, there's movement in the bushes to the right. There's a light and an oval opening at the top. Crawlers are still watching us. There's all kinds of movement to our left. Now I'm seeing red orbs in front of my truck.
Oh my God.
And I'm like, we're surrounded. I'm like, what is going on? And then batteries started dying.
Yeah.
We couldn't film. It was insane. So we wanted to stay and just to see what was going to happen. But then we got enough on film that we're like, okay, this is getting a little crazy. We don't have our phones. We have no signal. We couldn't even call for help if we tried. And then we're still surrounded, completely surrounded. Thank you, Jojo. And
thank you, Jojo.
it was so intense that I'm like questioning like what's going on. But then I look and I swear to you, I don't know if my eyes were playing with me or it really happened, but I saw a Bigfoot walk right behind my truck and disappear into thin air.
Holy cow.
I'm standing there going, oh, what is happening right now?
Uh-huh.
It was like the Twilight Zone.
So all that happened in a matter
Within
of
30 minutes. Within 30 minutes, this all happened in 30 minutes. Now, I have investigated different things. I have interviewed people. I have read things. I've read about the pounding and how the ground would shake. I read about portals opening up and crawlers coming out. I've read and heard about, the screams and the dogs barking and all of the movement around. And I'm like, and I witnessed all of it in 30 minutes.
In 30 minutes, something that people don't get to see in their lifetime.
Mm-mm.
Wow.
And so we decided we're done. We got in our vehicles and left, went back to base camp. And I'm sitting by the fire, just staring into the fire going, I'm just trying to process everything that happened that night.
I mean, how do you process all that? I mean,
I was speechless. I'm sitting there like, because you can't really put into words. And I needed to really digest everything, like what happened that, and I'm trying to like put it all together. And there were other witnesses saw this. It wasn't like it was just me. There was a group of people there and we're all kind of having this, but the one thing is that when we were retreating down the hill, we all got very tightly together and kind of faced outwards as much as we could without tripping over something.
Right.
And to retreat because they were moving in and they were coming from all directions. Mm-hmm. And so you've got the weird dog barking, you've got the pounding, you've got movement all around. Lady screaming. We got a bipedal creature on the therm. We've got crawlers. We got orbs. We've got a portal. And I'm like, I could die right now. I don't even know what to say.
Yeah, I mean, geez.
And that it was just mind blowing. So of course, the next day, and Greg's goal was to have Bigfoot or other creatures come in to the campsite.
Right.
So of course we put the pheromones out. Well, as soon as we put the pheromones out, they came in.
Every Tom, Dick, and Harry came out.
It was like, hey y'all, hey. They came in, they were pounding rocks. They were anybody that had a camper got bumped into or pushed a little bit. There was knocks, there were whistles, there was rocks being thrown into the water right by where we were camped. It was after we put the pheromones out, that was every night. Every night we had activity at base camp.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that, because I believe there was a full moon that week somewhere
that
you
following
think that had
night,
part of it too?
I don't know. I think because we walked in there unarmed to a point, very, very vulnerable, and then very aggressive.
Yeah.
They were like, oh, look at these little girls. 5 little blondes walking up the hill acting like they're all that. And they were like, okay, you're going to get what you asked for. And we did.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course,
Wow.
you know, it was whenever we left to do an investigation, there was always somebody back at base camp keeping guard.
Yeah.
And Martin Groves was there one night, and he said the Bigfoot came into camp. They were being a little aggressive. He had to be aggressive back at them.
So,
and it was just intense.
I know Martin can't really get out and walk as much as he once could. I mean, was he pretty much in base camp the whole time, kind of the guardian of everything back there?
He went out with us a few times.
Okay.
And then he remained at base camp because we hung out there a lot, because we also did filming there. We did interviews there, and different things. So he was there a lot, and to just spend time with him,
Mhm.
I just feel so honored and blessed.
Exactly. And
Yeah.
kind of what Barr brings up here, it's serious stuff going out there and everything, but you need after that one night. I know
Mhm.
a lot of people in chat have already said that they'd bail out. I said I would have pooped. But you have to almost, I guess, to keep your mind straight from going absolutely crazy and scared out of all this stuff, you almost have to throw a joke in there every now and then.
Oh,
and
you
get a
have to.
laugh. Yeah.
Yeah, because Plans in the Wall gang. Thanks, Brian. Yeah, that's who we are. It was crazy. And we're all sitting around going, did that really just happen?
Wow.
And it did.
Wow.
And we decided, okay, we're just going to keep doing these experiments and just different things.
Mhm.
And there were a lot of unexplained, brutal murders in this area,
Mhm.
where people were shredded, partially consumed. And we actually investigated an area where we saw that blob.
Mhm.
The one of the first nights we went back there, but we had a plan this time,
Mhm.
that we would go past the graveyard, and then the road takes a huge loop around. One team would go to the right, the other team would go to the left. We would meet in the middle, compare notes, and go back around to see if anything would follow us. Well, Sean, myself, and Mark, and Jamie and Amy, and I forget her other sister's name, and that's horrible. We all went to the right. So Jamie is very sensitive to energies.
Mhm.
And as we're walking, she goes, I don't have a good feeling.
Wow.
I'm like, okay. And we're coming up to some power lines. I'm like, is it the power lines? That she's like, no. So we stop at the power lines just to kind of observe, because a lot of people witness Sasquatch and other entities moving around the power lines. So we sit there, and then all of a sudden we hear footsteps in the woods and
And-
beyond the power lines. We pull out a therm, and Amy goes, there's something hiding behind a tree. And we catch a enormous bipedal creature peeking out from behind a tree.
Wow.
So she has it on her therm. So Sean went up ahead, and it started growling at Sean.
Mhm.
And so he moved back, and then we all started to proceed forward. As we all moved forward, this creature moved, and we could hear it in the
With
woods walking.
kind of shadowing you, or was it moving in front of
No,
you?
it was almost like, please don't come near me. It wasn't shadow. It wasn't following us. It wasn't going parallel. It was just like, I don't want y'all near me. But then it growled again. It growled at all of us. So once we move up the hill, we realize down this other small road, way down at the bottom of the hill, we saw a fire. And there was a single camper down there. And what we realized is that this Bigfoot was watching this camper, and we believe it was wanting food, see what food was down there, and thinking that we're moving in on its food. So we just keep walking, and it doesn't follow us, but we do hear
away from the other camper.
Yeah, we're moving now around the bend, and the Bigfoot stays back there. We're like, you stay back there, you're fine, and we keep moving around. We're still hearing noises to the left of us, noises to the right of us, and then Amy pulls out her therm because she thinks that she heard something, and she catches something on her therm that we're not really sure what it is. And it was the best thing to say. It was a little cat or a gnome floating across the ground.
Holy cow.
She caught it on therm, and we're like, what is that? And it's not walking. It doesn't stop. It glides. It floats. Don't know what that is. Don't even know. So we meet in the middle. We exchange our notes. We keep walking around, and then we come to the site where the two people were murdered, and they found their remains. And it was very heavy, very creepy. Just that whole vibe and the energy was just intense. So we looked around, didn't see anything. We keep walking, and we get back, and we decide to break up into small groups and just sit with no lights, because nobody had any lights. You went just by moonlight, just so we wouldn't cause any distractions, and then we could actually see. And we were just sit there and observe. So Sean and I were sitting there, and he had observed something earlier, didn't say anything. And then I observed it was an apparition of a woman in a glowing white thing. She was just glowing white, and she was just like, whoo. And then she just disappears. And I'm like, and then there are little lights twinkling all around. And then we, another team, Daryl and Kristen, see a large white orb just hovering around. So after that was all said and done, we get back, we're just sitting there just to see if anything else happens. And then we get back to base camp. We're just trying to compare notes, figure out what things are. It was just an intense and incredible, a great time.
I know how excited you were to go on this adventure from before you guys went out. Did you ever, in your wildest dreams, think that this would even happen?
No.
And for those of you who are just joining us, I know somebody asked where this was taking place. This is all in the LBL. Last week, Relic Films went down there to film another movie down there. So
yeah, and it was just an incredible time. I mean, we were doing also paranormal investigation with dowsing rods. I got to. Yeah, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
You mentioned before backstage and stuff, and there's a couple stories that we can't tell.
Yeah.
You did mention that you were able to do the God's helmet.
Yes.
And you didn't tell me any of this.
No.
Before we came on here, and unfortunately, I'm going to have to go back and look at the first 30 minutes. Because anyway, so you used the God's helmet. You had never used the God's helmet before, correct?
Nope, never did.
Okay. So let's set that up.
Okay. So
I want to get to this. I know you have a lot to tell us in 90 minutes. I just want to, I want to get to that.
Okay. So Trey Hudson was there, and he had all the equipment for the God helmet as well as the Estes method. I only did the God's helmet.
Okay.
And what it is, it's this little cap that you put on your head with electrodes, and you put a mask on and earbuds in, and these electrical waves would stimulate your brain, almost like a LSD-esque type of.
It kind of relaxes you almost,
yeah,
and kind of opens up
Yeah, it really opens
yeah.
up your mind and really stimulates everything. So you can actually kind of just open your mind to what is beyond the realm, what
Right,
is
right,
there.
right.
Well, you're under for 40 minutes. At the 20-minute mark, you're checked to make sure everything is
Mhm.
okay. You're not touched or anything, but you're just checked. You're in a chair, laying down, and just kind of hanging out. So,
And you can hear everything that's going on around you. People are
yeah, you
asking
can
you
hear
questions. You
everything
can
that's
hear
going on
everything that's
around.
going on around you.
But I did have earplugs in, but you could still hear.
Yeah.
It wasn't anything, but you just kind of drown it out. I immediately started seeing colors,
Mhm.
different colors, and my eyes were closed. Different colors, flashes of white light. Um, and then I was just relaxed. But as I'm seeing these colors, I prayed. And I prayed to God and Jesus and the angels and my spirit guides and I invited them in to let them know, if you have a message for me, please let me know. I'm open to hear your messages and to please communicate. And it was just a quick prayer. Then all of a sudden, and this is just intense. So I'm going to start like going like this. So all of a sudden, I am in a futuristic building, almost like an apartment, and I was pushed into the apartment and sideways, and I looked out the window, and the sky went from blue to red.
Whoa.
And then I'm seeing architecture, all different types of architecture, buildings inside and out, geometrical shapes, different things. And it was beautiful, by the way. I mean, it wasn't scary. It was really like, this is fascinating.
Mhm.
And then I started popping in and out of scenarios within like an 80-year period from 1920s to about the 2000s.
Wow.
I was all of a sudden in 1970 and I'm watching a family with those, the big Bonnievilles they
Oh, yeah.
had and the bell. I just saw that and it was just a scenario.
Mhm.
And then I was in the 1920s with a couple that was in a club all dressed up and they were laughing and drinking and having a party. And then I was in the 1940s where there was a family sitting around a large radio and they were watching this.
Mhm.
And then I was in the 90s and I kept popping around. And then it would be like I would be driving down the road, like all by myself, looking at the green rolling hills.
Now,
And
as
then
you're I'm sorry, as you're popping in and out of these different timelines, do you think these people see you or notice you?
No,
Okay.
not at all.
All right.
And then I'm in a vehicle, in a car with a woman who has beautiful auburn hair,
Mhm.
really beautiful, makeup done just fabulous, very well dressed. And she looks at me, she goes, too fast, too fast, too fast. I said, what? She went, I said, who are you? She goes, and then I switched over. And all of a sudden, I was at base camp in the dark by the water's edge in the rocks. And right in front of me was this feminine, moth like creature standing there looking at me. Very petite, very feminine. And the wings, they were like a dragonfly, butterfly. It was just very, I can't really describe it, but it had wings and a pattern on the wings. And she was standing there very stoic and very pretty. And I could see
Mhm.
the face, I could see the wings, I saw the whole body, and she was just so like poised.
Wow.
And then all of a sudden, I'm back in the chair and I feel somebody walking up to my chair as I'm laying there. And then they go boom, I mean, push my chair, and my whole body shakes.
And
I'm
this was
like,
with that God's helmet on.
yeah,
Oh,
and
okay.
it shakes. And then I hear off in the distance to my right, Bigfoot howls as if my earbuds are not in.
Really?
And then all of a sudden, I'm back to time jumping with certain scenarios in time. And then I'm starting to see geometrical shapes again. And then I'm seeing all kinds of like weird shapes that are moving. And then I'm hearing again, I'm laying back in the chair and I'm hearing Bigfoot off to the right of me again.
Wow.
And I'm going, what is going on? And then I get a tap on the shoulder and Trey goes, you're done. I said, it's been like 10 minutes. He goes, Nat, it's been 40 minutes.
My God.
I lost time. I was just like, and Adam Davis was there, and Adam and Trey were observing me from a distance just to make sure I was okay.
Right.
And Adam goes, no, Nat, you were under for like 40 minutes. And I'm just sitting there, and now I am like trying to wrap my brain around it.
Yeah.
And I keep seeing this woman going, too fast, too fast. And I don't know who she is. She wouldn't tell me who she is. That in my heart, that was my spirit guide.
Yeah.
I don't know. I could be wrong, but in my heart, that tells me that was my spirit guide. Now, one thing, and the reason I did the God's helmet was number one, I really just wanted to do it. But another thing is once you open up your mind and you're able to really like tune into everything out here.
Right.
Once you go in and do an investigation, you're more apt to see and experience things.
Right.
And draw things in. That's why I did it as an experiment to do that.
Right. We have a quick question here from Brian.
Yeah.
Nat, do you think this was a reincarnated lives review?
You know, I don't know. I did not get that impression or that feeling. It was as if somebody just wanted to show me some snapshots. And it was even as recent because in the night I was born in the 70s, but I was there like observing this family. So it was really, and it was absolutely incredible.
Jilly says, you okay with me checking it, Nat?
Yeah, absolutely. Please do. Please do, Jilly. I appreciate you. And I have a message for Jilly too.
Okay.
When you're ready. Where we were at base camp, we up the hill was a little road. You could take my truck up there, and there was a cemetery up there where there was a few plots, and there was a little path to the right, and we would go off to the right. We did one time, and then there was blocks there as if there was an old cabin or something there.
Right.
And immediately I got this overwhelming feeling that there was a presence there. I mean, overwhelming, nothing bad, but an overwhelming feeling. I'm like, okay, Jilly told me to close my eyes and to open my third eye and to see with my mind's eye.
Right.
And I saw this woman standing in the woods, and she had a long skirt on with a white blouse that was like wrapped like, and her hair was in a braid around, and she's looking at us like what?
What are you doing?
Like, why are you here?
Yeah.
Well, the next day we did dowsing rods, and I said, did I see you? And it was a definite yes. I said, were you afraid? No. I said, were you confused? Yes. I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry.
Wow.
I didn't announce who we were. I didn't ask permission to be there. And that was my bad. That was 100% on me. I said, I'm so sorry. And I introduced myself. So like the day before we left, we went up there again just to kind of get a feel of the land. Went back there again, had even more of an overwhelming feeling. sat there, closed my eyes, opened up my mind's eye, and she was there again, but with her husband.
Wow.
And her husband had like, and I'm going to use an old term, dungarees on, like old dungarees that you work in, with this old hat.
Boy, you're old.
I know. And so I'm like, and he's looking at me and he's got this look on his face like, why are you here and you're bothering me?
Yeah.
And then he just turns around. And I'm like, I said, I just want to thank you for allowing us. And he was like, go away.
No problem. Don't worry about
Like,
it.
I don't have time for this. Like, I've got work to do. And you could tell that he was a very dominant man because this woman, his wife, was standing there like, oh boy, okay, he's upset. I was like, I'm going to leave now. I'm going to leave y'all alone.
Yeah. On real estate agents, sometimes your subconscious is finding something and you may not be aware of it until this kind of thing happens.
Yeah.
Very true. And then Natalie, I also think it's possible without anything, no helmet, no anything except your mind and spirit, along with all else, your physicality and emotions.
And you are absolutely right. I think the God's helmet was just a way to show me how to. And then after that, I can really practice. And you're absolutely right.
Yeah. That, you know, that God's helmet, that is definitely amazing. And so now, would you use it again?
Not right at this second. And if things were to change in my life over a course of a year or two, and I was in a different realm or whatever, like a different whole section of my life, then yeah, I would.
Yeah.
I don't think I would need to right now.
Yeah.
And it's not that I was afraid. I just don't need to. Because it really showed me a lot. It made me understand things. It was amazing how the mind works.
You know, I think after my experience with the God's helmet, I wasn't going to because it was such a powerful experience. But I think I might want to try it again and see if I could do something else with it. And good or bad, whatever happens, I'll accept it. But it just seems like a pretty very interesting thing. Here's Jilly, not a spirit guide, sister in a past life. You're pushing something, let it go and it'll show up. Let me know if that resonates with you.
It does resonate. Thank you, Jilly. You're amazing. Okay. Love you, sister.
She is awesome.
She is awesome. She's amazing.
Yeah. Well, holy crap.
Oh yeah. So, thank you, Amy.
Thank you, Amy.
Dungaree shot fun. What?
There you go. Thank you, Amy.
So it was an amazing time. We did end up going back out to where we had all that activity on our last night as a last hoorah to see if anything would come out. There were storms that moved in, and the only thing that we got was a skunk smell, a really bad skunk smell, and then the skies opened up and it started storming.
This was on your last night there?
Yeah.
Oh, that's well, it kind of bookended. You had storms the first night there, didn't you?
Yeah. And but it was well worth it. It was yes, the Gateway program.
I got to get on that, Brian. I got to do that.
I do too. But one really cool thing that we found, it was the morning we broke camp, and along the water's edge, there were some areas that weren't rocky that had some moss and some sand and mud. And we're looking and we're seeing very small footprints, a little bit bigger than my foot. And you see the toes. And I'm like, is that a juvenile? I'm like, I think that's a juvenile.
A little bit bigger than yours, you said?
Yeah.
It's not a juvenile. It's probably a baby. I mean, I don't think many things have. Your feet are so tiny.
Anyway,
Gonna
back
pay
to
for that
me.
when I think
Anyway, it was a juvenile. Little
Here,
cutie patootie.
I'll just do this myself.
Yes, I'll just do it myself. Thanks. So anyway, a little cutie patootie. And so yeah, it was, I was like, holy crap. So we found a couple really good footprints, but they were so muddy.
yeah.
It was just like,
So that was another question. After that first experience that you shared with us, that again, I'm gonna have to go back and listen to all of it again.
yep.
Did you find any prints or any footprints, anything on cars or anything, hair on
No.
trees, scat or anything?
Nope. Because where we were, you wouldn't have seen a print because it was really a lot of grass
Okay.
and brush and leaves that were covering.
Wow. Somebody asked a question here.
Mm-hmm.
So where can we buy a God's helmet? I have no earthly idea.
I don't know.
I do know they're kind of expensive.
Yeah. And I mean, you've got to have a program and a computer, and it has to be heavily monitored from my understanding, and you have to be very well trained.
It's
So you
it's
can't
not
just
something that you play with. And
no,
I've
no.
always been told 15 minutes is the limit. Because it really can mess with you if you don't know what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
40 minutes, I'm really surprised that they let you do that, but I'm glad you're okay
Mm-hmm.
after they did that. But well, I mean, you're
Oh,
but no, seriously, I mean, it's I'm glad someone was watching there, and Trey knows what he's doing with that stuff. And who will
he's
be on the show in December, by the way.
yes.
So we can talk more God helmet and stuff.
Yeah, it was insane.
Mark said, Natalie, do you have you used dowsing rods often, and the results if you have?
I have used dowsing rods twice and have
Mhm.
had phenomenal results.
Mhm.
I think the key to using dowsing rods is to fully explain
Mhm.
how, yes, no, maybe, so they understand, and ask
100%.
clear yes and no questions.
Mhm. Yeah.
That's not confusing.
Yeah, we used them at Emmaus when we went down there
Mm-hmm.
with BMR, and we had some
Yeah.
great uh, great
Yeah, I
results
do.
with it. Yeah,
Thanks.
very much
I
so.
do. I really do.
Yeah. Anyway, but yeah, dowsing rods, they can be really cool. Yeah, we had great experience with them
Mm-hmm.
at Emmaus. So yeah,
Yeah.
that
So
was the
we
first
had,
time I have a pair, and that's the first time I brought them out. I've had them for over a year, and I hadn't used them yet. So
yeah. So, and then we used them at the graveyard, right above base camp. And I love you too, Mickey. Um, and we had great results up there because we were asking the entity that we were speaking to please bring us a Bigfoot into camp that night. And they said yes.
careful what you wish for.
I know.
Wow.
Yep.
Yeah, I think this is what the dowsing rods were originally used for.
They were. They
Yeah.
absolutely were. But
But
yeah, it was
very cool.
really cool experience. The LBL is, I looked at it in a way that yes, pheromones help a lot
Mhm,
to bring things in.
mhm,
Um, Obsession for Men, Calvin Klein is another one. You can even get a female pheromone cologne or spray
mhm.
at Victoria's Secret. That's where I got those from.
But also be careful how you use it too, and make sure
Yeah,
that you are
don't spray it on
prepared.
yourself.
Yeah, make sure you're prepared for what's coming, because I
Mm-hmm.
mean, you guys obviously had a fantastic experience, and
Mm-hmm. We
just
did.
an unreal one.
Yeah. But I have to say, the majority of people that were there
Mhm,
have had experience investigating, have had knowledge of how to handle these situations. So it wasn't that we were, brand new or have not ever done this before.
mhm,
But that experience that night where it was a female crew,
mhm.
I that was an experience of a lifetime.
Wow. So, judging by everything that you've told us tonight, and I'm sure there's more stuff that you can't tell us,
Mm-hmm.
this next film is going to be amazing.
Intense.
Yeah.
Because you have to figure, I mean, Greg has never pulled his gun
Yeah.
ever in any investigation until that night.
That's how serious it is. Yeah.
That's how serious it is. So, you know, Brian,
Brian.
I can see why. So it's no joke. If you're going to go there
Yeah.
and do an investigation, just understand,
Mm-hmm.
be mindful of how you're approaching it. But I will tell you, singing helps calm them. If you're in a situation where you're scared and you're getting growled at and you don't know what to do, start singing a happy song.
Even our terrible singing would calm them.
Yes, even
Wow.
me. Even me.
I didn't want to say that. I feel like I picked on you enough.
No, you just say it.
I didn't know.
Yeah, and I'm gonna say Metallica is not an appropriate choice unless
So
you change,
a happy kid song might be a good
Yes.
thing.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like, what was the song that you were singing?
You Are My Sunshine.
There you go. I mean, stuff like that. Unless
Stuff like
Metallica
that.
covers that.
And they were just so happy. They were like, "Oh," and it just calmed them right down. I don't
Good
know
to know.
why.
Good to know.
But yeah, it is. It's really good to know. So, pheromones, singing a happy song.
There's never a time and
Baby
a place to
Shark
sing
would
that
be,
song. Never a time and a place to sing that song.
yes, there's if it, if it helps,
So does God's helmet basically look like a bear helmet with straws?
No.
No.
It's like a
Hang on,
beanie.
I'm
It's
gonna
like a cloth
it
beanie with little electrodes.
it kind of looks, the one that I used, the one that Terry Mosby had, kind of reminded me of a Transformers helmet. Hang on, I'm pulling up. I'm doing a Google search for it right now.
Oh, Bigfoot does not have Post-it notes, and Bigfoot does not have the pink ones, Mickey. I think that next time we are going to have to gift pink Post-it notes, and I think they'll appreciate it. Row, 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 your boat works as well. Yes. So any little happy song.
This is kind of what I came up with. I mean, I guess it can be like retrofitted to any kind of helmet. This is more of what Terry's look like.
Oh, okay.
Can't really see too well on that, but it has the like I said, it looks like a Transformers helmet with electrodes and retrofitted with lights that go under here and stuff, and all this stuff up here was on there as well. So probably similar to it.
Yeah. No, what Trey had was more of like a cloth beanie that went around and had like little electrodes. And then it was a nice soft little eye mask and then earbuds. And then I laid in one of those chairs, the kind of a weightless chair.
Yeah.
And it was nice.
And
it was really nice.
You don't have to close your eyes for this. I mean, I guess it helps, but you don't have to.
Yeah. We did do a session one night where we were laying in these chairs by the water. We put out these tiny little blinking lights, and we set our intentions out into the universe and invite entities in, whether it be spiritual, cryptid, or other like aliens and other things that are not human, and to come in. And we all laid there and set the intention and pushed it out to the universe, and then laid there to see what we could find. And we did find like a lot of satellites and different things. And we had lasers that we were pointing at things that were moving in the sky, but it was pretty much all satellites. But it got so cold that night, it went down to 36 degrees, and there was a little chilly by the water.
Yeah.
So we ended it very soon.
Yeah.
Because we were wrapped in blankets, and all you saw were our little eyes. And you're like, okay.
And
We
you
were
know,
all
when it's
very
that
cold.
cold, it's not fun.
No, it's not.
You can't really do
No.
much.
But I'm like, but it was an experiment to do. And it was just another cool experiment that we did.
Yeah. So what's next for Relic?
So great question. We did film 4 episodes of Beyond the Ordinary while we were at base camp. And so Beyond the Ordinary is Relic's new talk show. And I'm very proud to say I did pitch the idea to him. Thank you, Jim, because Jim and I talked about it for a while from Night's Watch. And so I pitched the idea. Relic said, absolutely, let's go for it. And so we just filmed the first 4 episodes. We'll be filming another 4 to 5 episodes the end of this month. And then they'll be aired once a week for 10 weeks.
Nice.
So it's really, it's going to be really cool. So that's another thing that we did. The premiere of The Vanished is coming out January 31st in Gardendale, Alabama, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Alabama.
And that's going to be a really cool event. We're going to have vendors and speakers there, and definitely come say hi because I'm going to be speaking. And you might even see me MC a little bit.
Oh, really? I'm going to bring tomatoes and throw it at you.
I think you should. I think totally you should.
Where will the Relic news shows be found?
That is a great question. That's what we're working on right now.
Okay.
So we haven't decided if it's going to be on YouTube, Channel 12 TV Network. We haven't decided yet. So we're working on that.
Awesome.
Yeah. So, and I did ask Greg, I'm like, what can I talk about? What I can't? He goes, you could talk about anything that you want, because the experiences we had, people are going to want to see the film. Tell them what we experienced. The only thing I will not tell, just out of respect, are what other people experienced.
Right.
And there were other people who experienced things, but I do. Gary, you're too tiny to be an MC.
Maybe it's a tiny talk. Maybe it's a small talk. MCing small talk.
I'm fun sized.
Small talk with Natalie.
A ton of fun. Yeah, small talk with Nat. So I don't ever want to tell their story.
Right.
I want them to tell it themselves. And that's the only thing I won't say. I will only tell you what I experienced and what I observed.
And really, I'm not taking anything away from what you said tonight, but telling the story and seeing it play out on a screen are 2 different things.
Yeah.
So, I mean, what you said tonight was just absolutely fantastic. When you see it on the screen, maybe in a big screen, movie theater, premiere, whatever, it's going to be amazing.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah.
And I am so happy that we had the experiences that we did. I give Greg a lot of respect and thanks, because I started pitching all kinds of ideas, and he's like, yeah, do it again, do more, whatever it is. And I had no boundaries. So when I said, let's have an all-female team go out, he goes, absolutely, we're putting it on the schedule. When I said, let's, bait them with pheromones and bring them in, let's do it. Go ahead and do it. And I started making different suggestions here and there. He was all for it. And I was like, wow. Because some people would say no because of the danger involved. And because the level of where we were and the people that we were with, I think that made a huge impact.
Yeah. Nikki says, Brandon says you all don't know how fun Aunt Natalie is. She tells good jokes.
Yes, I do tell good jokes, Brandon.
I'd question those.
I tell great jokes, Brandon. Thank you. That's right. I do. Anyway.
So you said you had security there too. Is it just?
So Sean and Trey and Daryl are investigators. They are brilliant investigators who have a ton of experience investigating for the paranormal, for things of high strangeness, cryptid, also with military backgrounds. So they were our protectors.
Okay.
And to see these men who are very large, tall men, with all geared out, run up a hill to make sure that we're safe. Shoot. I was like, we're safe. I had no question in my mind. I was like, nothing's going to happen to me. I already know that.
Yeah.
But I'm like, that's not what we want.
Yeah. You got
So,
some big
like,
people. Yeah.
And so I'm like,
That's-
I need something
that's
to
awesome.
come at us. I need something to attack us to make for a good film, for a good documentary. And so once we had an all-female crew, that other crew went out and did their own investigation in another location.
Yeah. That's awesome. That's awesome.
Mhm.
I'm so glad you did this. And
Yeah, I am too. And
you made it back. I'm glad you made it back.
Yeah, I made it back.
Mhm.
I only thought I was going to die once. So that's good.
Mhm.
But there's a lot to be said about bear spray.
Mhm.
Number one, it stops crawlers. So if you see a
Good to
crawler come
know.
out of a portal and it starts charging you, bear spray works. Just
Mhm.
get out of there, because then you don't want to deal with the bear spray and the remnants of it, because we were coughing a little bit as we were moving out.
Yeah.
But you know what? We're okay.
Yeah.
It moved away and none of us got shredded. So it's a bonus.
Mhm.
I don't mind coughing a little bit.
Would mace work too?
It doesn't shoot out as far. Mace, you have to, you'd have to be up closer, where bear spray has
I don't think I'd want
a
to get that
trigger and
close.
a gun,
Okay.
and it shoots like 20 feet.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
And it makes a loud sound as well. So it's not like, so I think Amy said, she goes, Nat, I thought you pulled out a blowtorch or like a flamethrower. I'm like, no, no, I didn't.
Torch this place.
So, but that's what it sounds like. It's very, very, oh gosh, you pepper sprayed your mom by accident. Yeah, it's,
I could one up that. I pepper sprayed myself by accident one time. I wanted to see, what is this? And I sprayed it in the air. I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah, that's good.
That
That's
was
great.
a fun
Yeah.
little bit. And then someone in here, I can't find it. I can't remember who it was or where it was in the chat, but somebody said that they heard that the LBL is a really cool place that is a completely different vibe and a completely different atmosphere and everything from day to night.
Yep.
So yeah.
In the day, it's beautiful.
Your second time there. Yeah. Never mind. Yeah.
Yeah. In the day, it's absolutely beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
At night, there are places that you go and you think that you're in a horror film.
Yeah. Well, at night you get crawlers coming out at you. And,
yeah.
Yeah.
And you see these large blobs or bipedal creatures, and then you've got to deal with, of course, the coyotes. We're in our camp. We're all around our camp every night as well.
Mm-hmm.
And you've got to watch out for them. And they can get real big. And there are rumors that there are wolves in there as well.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to watch out for them. And then,
Now you didn't mention, or I don't know if you did, because I was gone for a little bit of this. Nothing about dogmen.
So I will tell you that Martin, that first night that we went in, he goes, there's a Bigfoot and a dogman to your left. And that's when I saw the large bipedal creature. Wow. I couldn't tell if it was dogman or Bigfoot. I couldn't tell. There is a theory that Bigfoot commands dogman, almost like a human and a dog.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. That's a theory.
Yeah.
But I can understand it.
Yeah.
I mean, because that night when we walked in there aggressive and you heard that pounding and the whole ground starts to shake underneath you. I mean, if that was a Bigfoot, which I'm pretty sure it was, and it was a big one, everything would be commanded by it, because it was just massive and powerful and far more powerful than what we give credit to.
Yeah. Could you tell its height?
It was, in my opinion of what I saw, it had to be at least 8 to 9 feet tall.
8 to 9 feet. And even the one that you mentioned earlier, that I can't remember if you said if it growled or roared or whatever, and then it stomped and it just shook everything.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that had to have been a big one as well.
That had to. Now, Martin said, because he used to do mind speak with the Bigfoot, and one of them they referred to as Grandpa. That was the head honcho, the head of all the Bigfoots around. And it was massive, massive beast. We did not see it, but if that was him, I wouldn't want to run across him.
Yeah. Yeah. Very interesting. I mean, it's odd to find a place like the LBL that is completely different day and night.
Yeah.
And what happens? Where do these things go during the day?
The amount of land that the LBL has, I want to say was 170,000 acres of land. And most of it is forest.
Yeah.
Deep, thick forest.
Yeah.
And they could hide anywhere.
Yeah.
And there are rumors of there's a lot of caves in that area. And so David, I see that you and Jason are going to be going there. If you guys want to know where we went, let me know. I'll let you know where we camped.
And I'm trying to find a map of the LBL. That's not letting me do that. But
yeah, and so
it's massive.
Yeah, it's absolutely massive, and having a map is not going to do you justice, because there are so many roads, like tiny little dirt roads, that you don't even know where they lead to. And
countless cemeteries.
There are so many cemeteries around. And and they're out in the middle of nowhere, and nobody in their right mind would go there. Then all of a sudden you're there and there's this beautiful cemetery, and it's like, it's still being used.
Yeah.
So it's very, very interesting.
Wow. That's incredible. Yeah. And so in the next 2 weeks, we are having a couple people on that were with you.
Yes. Melissa Adair is going to be next week.
Melissa's coming on next week, and then Daryl Neese is coming on the following week. So
that's right.
We're going to close out November in style with those two, and hopefully have more awesome tales from the LBL and everything else that they have.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Okay, no one else had something. I thought I saw something on here, but I did not.
Okay. Yeah, Brian just mentioned about cemeteries being underwater, and that is true. That there was a river, and they dammed it up to make it a lake, and a lot of houses and settlements and things of that nature are now underwater. And it was greed that pushed these people out of the LBL and did all of this. And of course, there's a lot of negative energy with deaths and murders and these creatures.
Yeah. Well, I mean, with all the murders and stuff, I mean, it's mostly woods there, and so much of it. Good place to hide things.
Oh, a very good place to hide things.
Yeah.
And you could hide. I mean, honestly, it's just so vast. And you're definitely not going to catch, go every inch of it and square inch and look for everything.
Yeah. Kind of reminds me of Disney World, that it's so, well, here, look, it's Mark, 170,000 acres.
Yeah, in fact, Mark was telling us that. Yeah, because that's, it's 170,000 acres. It's massive. And Mark was there with us.
Mark, send me an email. I'd like to get you on the show and talk with you.
Yeah, and
Um,
he's a great resource. He was a ton of
yeah,
fun.
yeah. Paranormalamongus72@gmail.com. Send me an email, Mark. I'd like to talk to you. I feel like I just asked him to come to the principal's office. Mark Roberts to the principal's office, please. Mark to the principal's office.
You're in trouble.
Bring a number 2 pencil and a note from your mother.
Yeah. So I definitely am looking forward to going back.
Mm-hmm.
I would go back when it's a little bit warmer. Just a smidgy warmer.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
and yeah, you're right, Mark. Having a local guide is very, very handy because if you don't know the area,
you get lost
you're
really
going to be lost.
Yeah.
You are going to be lost.
And judging by what you experience, that's not a place you want to get lost.
You do not want to get lost in that area.
Yeah. I've heard, I've never been there, obviously, but I've heard way too many stories to not want to be with somebody that knows where they're at. So Amy, Natalie, you checked off all the boxes on your trip, and your intuition is going to blossom more and more. That's awesome.
Thank you. And it was I had no clue I was going to check off all of those boxes. I was just hoping to see a Bigfoot, which I did. I saw the outline and I saw the face and everything and ducked down. And then I saw a whole lot of other crazy stuff. So
yeah. Awesome.
It was awesome.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, I'm glad you had so much fun. And I'm glad you came back. And
me too.
Everything was okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. Can't wait to see the video from all this. And it's going to be an awesome movie. So thank you for sharing that with us, Nat.
Oh, thank you for having me on here and letting me talk and annoy you.
And that, well, you do that all the time anyway.
I know. You're like the older brother I never wanted.
Wow. Tell us how you really feel.
Yeah, that's how I really
well, you
feel.
know what? No, I'm not going to do it.
Don't do it.
No. And, thank you for talking so much that my internet could just go ahead and kick me off. So
yeah,
much appreciated. And I can't wait to go
anytime.
back and watch it. It's 2 weeks in a row. I got to go back and watch this and see what my own show, what was on it. So I'll fix it eventually.
Yeah.
Call these people later and give them an earful.
Yeah.
But anyway, guys, make sure that you're headed on over to BMR's channel. He has Leslie Mitchell Clark on here at the top of the hour in about a minute. So hope everybody had a great night. Hope everybody enjoyed it. I certainly did.
I did. Thank you, everybody, for joining.
And want to thank real quick Sir Brian Bowden for $1.99. Appreciate you.
Thanks, Brian.
BMR, the super chat is open. Thank you, brother.
Thank you, BMR.
Gary Spikes for gifting 5. Appreciate you. And
thanks,
Jojo,
Gary.
my friend from Australia, my favorite Aussie. Thank you so much,
Jojo.
Ashes, thank you for 1 membership. Appreciate you.
Thank you.
Larry, thank you for being here for 11 months.
Woohoo.
This is the most I've had to thank. I appreciate everybody. Thank you, Amy, for the $5 for the dungaree shot fund.
Dungarees, baby. Shots.
And Brian Bowden, thank you again very much, sir.
Brian, thank you.
Yes, and we will get on that gateway.
Yeah, program. I still have that link.
Yes, I do too. So anyway, everybody have a great night. Have a great, safe night. Tomorrow, Jerry Millwood's going to be on. It doesn't sound like Krista's going to be here, so I don't know if I'm going to be flying solo.
It might be me and you. I don't know. Yeah. If I could stay up past my bedtime.
Yeah, that's it. All right, everybody, head on over to BMR. He'll take 20% off the cover fee. Just tell him I sent you. Why do I do that? Anyway, have a great night, everybody. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow night.